Hello everybody and welcome to round number 7 of the Season 2 of the Sunoco Elite Series. We're here at Pensacola Superspeedway, replacing Grand Detour because of some problems with the gravel in the pits. They have to go through a little bit of changes there. It may return next season. But we're here at Pensacola Superspeedway, which does have a history in the Sunoco Elite Series, as the last time we were predicted to come here was back in Season 1, the last race in the country of the United States of America, and yeah, there was gravel problems there. There were concrete and asphalt problems around the track that, through testing, just found out that it was not safe enough. They had to go through a minor repave around the track in some places, but now we're here. On the pole is Adam Vincent and Eric Monaco on his outside. These two, Vincent has been strong all season, but Monaco has not. He's been lacking. In row 2, we have a pair of Fitzwater cars. Anderson, whose best finish so far this season is a second, but other than that, he's been lacking a lot lately, alongside his teammate Karenko, who has been performing much better than he did last season. In row 3, we have Sebastian Torres, who, for Epic Motorsports, is doing what a lot of people expected him to do, which was sadly underperform. He needs to start performing better if he wants to keep the spot on the team, alongside Zachary Fitzwater, the points leader. Sorry about that. In row 4, we have Vance Caldwell, who's been on a bad luck streak for the past 4 races. He needs to step it up, and he needs to get out of this bad luck streak, alongside William Brock, who has made his return to the Sunoco Elite Series after being injured at Pikes Peak. He has returned in that 0-1 car. And in row 5, we have James Constantine, second in points, early points leader, alongside Paul Jackson, who is now 4th in points. We're stacking up the field, and we're getting ready to go. Adam Vincent will lead them to the green flag. He was strong at Landmark Park. Not Landmark Park. Well, that was a brain fart. He was strong at Portland, and he was able to take the win away at Portland. Now he's back, and he's on the pole for Pensacola. We're about to go green at Pensacola Superspeedway. There's the restart zone. Green flag is out at Pensacola. We expect some tight racing through the pack. Maybe an early caution, but Constantine wasting no time trying to get to Fitzwater. He dives low on his teammate, bringing Carson Bowers behind, as the top 3 in Constructors' Championship is separated by 50 points. William Brock Motorsports, Epic Motorsports, and Fitzwater Australia Racing. 50 points is what separates them, so it's anyone's game in Constructors. Here comes Max Anderson for the lead, as everything's starting to tighten up as we expected. Anderson, best finish is a second, Pikes Peak. Could he get his first win, but it's really early. Who knows how it'll end. If Constantine or Fitzwater gets involved in an early caution, it could be all over, and the points lead could be traded again. Annie Thomas jumping down. They're now going over 225 miles an hour. That's what I love about this super speedway. Ooh! Jackson got tapped on the inside. Loses some time. Was forced to check up because of his teammate. So now it's Carson Bowers, who's also been on a bad luck streak with Caldwell. Both of them have been dropping like rocks lately in the championship. They need a good day. And right now, Carson Bowers leading this race, going to be leading a lap. Oh! Around goes Caldwell! That's what we expected to see. Carson Bowers is going to lead him back to the yellow. I don't see Fitzwater. And he has crossed the line. We'll see what happens. The points leader has troubles, as Karenko would get into the 24 car, and they would all go up. Somehow, though, Fitzwater would save the car. Amazing job by the points leader. Everyone's so mixed up here. I'm wondering if there's a second crash, because these guys are so mixed up. This is the race back to the caution, but Fitzwater needs to get into the pits. We're hoping Fitzwater can return to the track, but Constantine isn't. If Constantine sees that Fitzwater's dropped out, he can go all out because he'll be the points leader after this race, pretty much no matter what, as long as he can stay in points. But it's Carson Bowers leading him back to the yellow flag. We will be back in just a moment. Alright, we're back. This was kind of a consistent point, is that we usually see an early caution in most races. Fitzwater would return to the track, so he still has a chance to keep his points lead. But it will be Carson Bowers leading him to the green flag. The man on a bad luck streak as well. Carson Bowers and Max Anderson right behind. Green flag is back out in the air. Lap 6 out of 40. Hasn't been long, but once we hit a big green flag run, then we'll get to a point where it takes a while to finish this race. Carson Bowers, though. It may seem like they're spreading out, but they will tighten up, and they will tighten up fast. Here they come. Annie Thomas impressing everyone up in that third position. This is her best performance after her last best performance was at Old Spice last week, where she got a 10. Now she's looking at a podium, which would be incredible for her career, but Constantine right now is running wide. It's not what he wants, and Brock on his first time back looks like he was never gone. Brock makes the move for fourth, and he's making the move for third. Yeah, it looks like he's never been gone. Here comes his teammate, Jackson, down on the inside. Jackson got to work with Baranowskas. A lot of people were fond of Baranowskas. So we're wondering if she may become a factor in Mid-Ohio or maybe even next season. There's Alexander Rowe going on Max Anderson, who right now is in his best finish, would tie his best finish so far. But Rowe will not have the speed to do it. Brock tried to make a move on the outside, doesn't work. And here comes Paul Jackson for third. Paul Jackson's best career performance is a third, which he got at Portland earlier this season. He's now fourth in points, which is really high. He's the second highest William Brock Motorsports car other than other than Vincent, who right now is not in the picture. I'm wondering what happened to Adam Vincent. Dropped out. So Adam Vincent is probably going to drop that position. Here's this pack now. Ooh, here's a fun little thing. Trek Tauger and Angel are both in the top 20. The two Trailblazer cars at a Superspeedway. The two Hondas are doing pretty well. But where are their teammates? There's been a while. There's Gerard. As you can see, Fitzwater trying to make his way through the pack. He's going through a few people, but he needs help from a more experienced guy. If he can get maybe Roman Rahal or even Scott Roush behind him, that'll push both of them straight to the front, but he doesn't. He has to keep moving on. The first person he'll interrupt that could help is John Arndt or Zach Smith or even Dodd. These three are a powerful pack of three. But instead, he's using Windhelm. Fun. But surprisingly, Windhelm has been very impressive. There's been some talk around the pits of him getting a good ride next season because of how he's been performing on Spark Auto Racing. Same with Cordell Paulson and HHR. He's basically dragging that team along, and it shows here. He's right now 23rd. Doing pretty well for his team. Cordell Paulson pretty much carrying that team along. They're probably going to want to scoop them up next season. Now, with the new repave, because there's it's not a full repave, but it's still a repave, the tires don't degrade that much here. And especially with the help from other people, a lot of other people, you'd think the dirty air would come into play, but it really doesn't. Dirty air does not come into play here, meaning tires don't get worn as much. Meaning this is a place where you'll have big, long green flag stints without pits. And that's what we're going to see here. If we can stay green, here comes Paul Jackson for the lead. He's led some laps in his day, back in Season 1. Now Paul Jackson will only be leading in Season 2 as well. But yeah, since the tires don't degrade that much, you'll be seeing a big pack of cars all be working together. Here's a few CJ cars working together as well. Hercules and Collins. They don't have any. They don't have the other two in the sights. The Max, who looked like he was going to start performing early season, I believe he dropped. Yes, he did. The Max just hasn't been impressing too many people lately. But we don't know on his condition, the condition of his ride. At the moment, we're not sure if that's going to be given to another person, or if he's just going to stay right where he is in that 24 car. Sean Angel, though, still impressing. He's trying to hang on to the top 20 as you see Trek Tauger's falling behind. We don't see Fitzwater, though. Oh my! Fitzwater up at the front of the pack already. He's 15. Constantine right now trying to get up to the front of the pack so that he can start leading. There they are now. They're starting to tighten it up. They're going 4 wide behind them. 4 wide is a perfectly viable thing. 4 wide hardly causes crashes, really. 5 wide is where you start getting dangerous. But 4 wide is actually perfectly fine. So if you ever see 4 wide at Pensacola, you don't have to worry too much. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I'm saying it's not that likely still. Constantine, though, so fast. Now approaching the back of Max Anderson. We've seen this battle before back at Pikes Peak, where those two battled for the win, but they didn't have Paul Jackson leading it. Instead, could Paul Jackson get his first win? I think that's very unlikely. He's a sitting duck, waiting for someone to take his lead away. Here comes Max Anderson, maybe. Nope. Collins is doing something. Collins has 1 win to his name. That came last season at, I believe, Portugal. And other than that, he hasn't been amazingly impressing people, especially this season where he really isn't performing at all. Now he's finally showing. Here he comes. He's trying an outside move on Anderson for second. But an outside move doesn't work, and now he's going to be pushed back again. Fitzwater, how close is he getting? Not at all. He's 3 seconds back. He still needs a lot to catch. Oh, this big pack is really tightening up, though. 4 wide for second, maybe. Oh, no. Constantine and Anderson seem to be falling off a little bit. There's Aiden Shepard, 2-time winner in the series, has also been underperforming this season, now trying to show what he can really do. Here he comes on champion, Season 1 champion, James Constantine. Aiden Shepard was part of the final 6 last season, and now he's being passed 4 wide for second. Annie Thomas and Jeffrey Finguy on the inside. Those are 2 names we haven't talked about this season, now working together to file their way to the front. I've said it many times that we have expected a lot out of Finguy, but I think the pressure has gotten to him, and he hasn't been performing either. Finguy, oh, Brock hits the apron. Oh, that got a little scary. But Brock is experienced. He knows how to get out of the gas when he needs to. Unless a tire went down, maybe. No, looks like he's getting back up to speed. That's good. It's still Paul Jackson out in front, your leader. Annie Thomas and Jeffrey Finguy still working together, second and third. Nick Pericles making the move for 4th. Monaco making the move for 5th. Right now it's Aiden Shepard in the 6th position. As we're approaching the halfway mark, but we're not there just yet. Because this pack is still pretty tight, even for the minimal amount of people that is in the pack. Right now I believe there's 10 on the dot. Yes, there is. Unless you count these 3 back here, and then this whole second pack, which everyone in this pack has stayed pretty much intact. Tauger's starting to fall off now, but even Angel's staying in contact with this pack, which is good for him because if he wants to start getting spots, if they want to get to that front pack, it's good that they all work together and try not to leave any man behind, because the more men they leave behind, the less there will be to get to the front. Fitzwater falling back. Constantine, though, isn't near the front anymore. He's kind of stuck. As that middle pack just caught back up. We missed that middle pack jumping up here. Here's Tommy Turbo, which is... oh, God, yeah, it was because of the lap car of Josh Trainer. Tommy Turbo's got to be pretty sad, because Grand Detour was the track that was supposed to be here, like I said. And that was the only short track known, and he's one of the biggest short track legends out here. But there's been rules. A lot of people thinking about, in the Stewards office, thinking about the rule of no short tracks next season. Maybe permanently, because these stock cars are so powerful that they just get so unstable at a short track. So there's been a lot of thoughts going around that maybe we may not go to short tracks anymore, which would be disappointing for Tommy Turbo. He has to find another field that's good in if he wants to win here. There's Constant down on the inside. It's double 3 wide for 4th and 7th. That inside line is powerful here. With that lap car, did it come into play against the other pack? I haven't caught him yet. Angel, I'm really impressed by Angel. This is a Speedway, or a Superspeedway, and he's still up in the top 20. Angel just trying to keep contact with his pack, as his teammates also trying to keep contact with it, and he might. Here they come on Trainer. Will Dodd be able to use that inside line, take the inside line with him? Dodd's going to go right around. Arndt's going to go right around. Oh, Angel is held up. Oh, no. Oh, don't go 5-0. Okay, thank you. This will help Truck Tauger, though. Maybe the teammates could hook up and work together. Nope, Tauger just wants to go by. And I'm not sure if Angel's going to fight with him for it. Paul Jackson falling out of the lead. It's Carson Bowers now in the lead. As I also need to mention that Vance Caldwell, still in the bad luck streak, he was one of the people involved in that last wreck. So Vance Caldwell, just horrible luck for the season. He's dropping more and more for the championship. Good thing is he can't really get screwed out of his ride because he is the team owner of Epic Motorsports, unless he wants to sell the team. But it's Annie Thomas up in the second position, the only female now in the field after Andre Bernascas drops out in the season because William Brock has returned. But I expect Andre Bernascas to maybe return in the future and do some stuff, do some good stuff, and inspire some female drivers. But Annie Thomas already trying to do that. She's trying to hold on to the second position. But here's William Brock. Thomas got it at the line. We are halfway through this race, a little more than halfway. And a lot of people got to be wondering, where are these pit stops, if there will be any? Because that entire second pack seems to have found their way. 47.9, but these guys are pulling really good lap times. For the front, around 47, about an average of 47, maybe a 47.4 average, which is really good. Compared to the pack behind, these guys are outspeeding them by a long shot, so maybe that second pack won't come into play. Oh, lots of people scrambling down on that inside. Finn guy trying to work with Collins on that way inside. But that way inside has no momentum. And that'll lead everyone on the outside around in the straightaway. They need to widen out of the corner. Another thing we talked about this a few races ago. Will that relationship that started to form between Fitzwater Australia Racing and Team Flame Racing come into play in this race? Will they work together like they did before with Karenko and Roush, I believe, at Las Vegas? Or was that just a temporary alliance? Right now, it's shown no pace of Team Flame car is working with the Fitzwater cars. He's just trying to get to the front. But there's Paul Jackson trying to make a move on Pericles and Shepard at the same time. So now the pack is starting to split up a little bit. Which, if that pack splits up, this pack will be on them in an instant. But no, they're so slow back there. I'm wondering why. Because now they've fallen almost 10 seconds off the pace. They would need a miracle as we're coming close to 10 to go. As this whole pack is now starting to single file out. But Anderson doesn't want that. He wants more action. He's going to jump on Paul Jackson. Brock's going to jump low to block. Make sure that Anderson can't grab second. They don't want to see a Fitzwater 1-2. Like I said, top 3 in Constructors' points are only separated by about 50. So if Anderson can get second, which he's doing, and they pull 1-2, their points would skyrocket. Not only the teams, but these two, because these two are the lowest two on the team. Now they're actually starting to perform. And Karenko, I believe, dropped out, 39th. And Fitzwater, 21st. Still in that second pack. There's Andy Thomas starting to come back up again. They need to separate these Fitzwater cars. Oh, that's a strategy here. This was the first time that we've had to mention it, where one person pushes another below the apron, and through that they gain a little bit more momentum. That can gain speed. As seen now, Andy Thomas trying to be the hero of everyone else. Because as long as she can split these two cars, that'll mean that they'll slow down a little bit, catching the others back up. Not that Andy Thomas wants them to catch up, but she can't let these Fitzwater cars get away. Oh, but it's not working. Maybe it is actually. Here comes Paul Jackson. And that's going to be easy position there. Easy position. Paul Jackson to third. And you can tell that those Fitzwater cars are working together to try to split from this pack, but they don't want that. Here comes Paul Jackson. All he needs to do is make the move on Anderson, and they'll split him up. He's there. He's got to do it, though. Oh. They're moving wide. They can't move wide. And Paul Jackson's going to fall back. Brock is trying to get his chance at him. They're trying to separate these Fitzwater cars, but these two are just so well together. Here's William Brock. Not going to get the chance. Everyone's fighting amongst each other, and they're not fighting to get the Fitzwater cars. Collins and Constantine. Constantine is another story. Constantine may actually give it a chance. He's one of the only people who probably could stand up to him and really take that pass for second. Will Team Flame try to come through the pack and help the Fitzwater cars? Here comes Constantine trying to challenge. There it is. That'll split the Fitzwater cars. Meaning that should catch the pack back up as we have less than 10 laps to go. And they have caught the back of the lap car pack. Can they make up 12 seconds with that second pack? Will these guys be enough? These guys are running 220 miles an hour barely. And here we go! This is where stuff will scramble! How fast are the guys behind? They're doing pretty well as Turtle is actually closed in on this pack. Oh, this scrambles the pack. Who will get the lead out of this? Looks like Carson's trying to find his way through. They're going 5 wide in the back. This is intensity. Oh, I fear a crash. Oh, Constantine. They're going 6 wide. Around goes Constantine. And that's a caution. Paul Jackson's involved. And the potential points leader. This is a race back to the line. It looks like it's going to be Carson Bowers. This is a classic example of wrong place, wrong time. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide, maybe 6 if you count Paul Jackson. I told you 5 wide doesn't work here. What do you think 6 wide is going to do? 6 wide would make contact Max Anderson. No, I think Constantine just hit Morandi. Morandi would hit Jackson. Monaco would get involved. Ryan, not Eric. Eric's not involved in this. Just disappointing for them, but Fitzwater just got saved. His points lead just got saved. We'll be back for the final restart. Oh, strategy is a big part of this, and Fitzwater was the only man on track to stay out, I believe. Yeah, other than the lap car Mooney, but we're doing a quick restart. Could Fitzwater be looking at his second win of the season because he did not pit? You can tell he did not pit because everyone behind are people that you recognize here. Everyone's still in line, still in place. Trev Calgar in 9th. 12th for Angel, 13th for Benoit, and 15th for Oran. Trailblazers' day just turned around, but could, because he didn't pit, could this day go to Fitzwater? He has no tires. Everyone else has 4. But with the lap car of Mooney, could that come into play? Zachary Fitzwater, final restart. He won at Vegas, and now he's out front on the final restart at Pensacola. To the restart zone for the final time. Green flag, back in the air. Carson Bowers trying to find a way around. They're so much faster than Fitzwater. Finn guy jumps low. Could Annie Thomas make history and become the first female winner? Could Jeffrey Finguy finally get that first win? Carson on the back of his no-tired teammate. We kinda knew this would happen. Oh, I see an intense finish in our future, folks. As Red Stallion's now in this. Here comes Zach Smith. Roman Rahal's not far. Carson Bowers on the outside is going to be able to make the move. Tires matter so much. Fitzwater in the pits. He couldn't make it. Oh, he's frustrated on the radio. We cannot show you the radio, but he is frustrated. His team told him you can't make it on fuel. You must come in. Yeah, on the radio, Fitzwater very frustrated. But his teammate leading out front with 2 to go. Will Team Flame help Fitzwater Australia Racing? Finguy could spoil Smith. If Finguy spoils Smith's game, we know that there's an alliance between those teams. Have they tightened up? 1 lap to go. Carson Bowers on a bad luck streak. He's been on a bad luck streak for so long. And what a way it would be to turn it around. Unless Finguy stays behind Smith and helps him to the front. I don't think it's going to be enough. Finguy's going to spoil it. He's going to help Carson Bowers any way he can. and finally breaking that bad luck streak in spectacular fashion. Carson Bowers takes his first career win. He wins at Pensacola. Finguy spoiled it for Red Stallion, but Smith will still come across in second. Finguy third, Rahal fourth, Andy Thomas will take fifth. Shepard, best finish of the season, is sixth. Turbo seventh. Duncan eighth. Who took ninth? Angel will take his first career top 10 for Trailblazer in ninth. Rowe, I believe, was 10th. And Tauger will take 11th. What a finish. As we now know that there's an alliance between Team Flame and Fitzwater, as Finguy was able to help Carson Bowers to victory. Let's go look at your finishing results. So it's Carson Bowers taking his first career win and the victory at Pensacola, breaking that bad luck streak. Zach Smith comes across second, his best career finish as well. Finguy, his best career finish as well. Roman Rahal will come across in fourth. Still a good performance after some bad luck he's had this season. Annie Thomas, first top 5 for a female driver, and her best career performance. Aiden Shepard comes across 6th, Tommy Turbo 7th. William Duncan will come across 8th, good performance out of Duncan. Angel will take his first top 10 of the season and his career for Trailblazer in 9th, Rowe 10th. The other Fitzwater cars in 11th. I see Benoit in 21st and Gerard in 16th. Notable name, Hans Windhelm would finish 19th in the order. Paul Jackson and Fitzwater, after a good day, would end up 23rd and 26th. Not a good day for them, but with Constantin out of the race in 32nd, no points will be awarded to James Constantin. Who would this give the points lead to? The 41 of Vincent, not in this. Where is Jackson 23rd? He's going to gain some points. A good amount. I don't see who's going to take the points lead. And we may have to go to and check out, maybe. Next time it's going to be Road America, where James Constantin got his first career win. We expect him to be pretty good there, but he's in a Toyota. Now that the manufacturers have split off in their own directions, maybe that'll become a factor. But Road America, definitely an expected race to be amazing. But until then, guys, ciao.